guys, what's up? It's Bridget. Welcome back. So today's video is going to be something you guys requested many a times. So for the last 6 months or so, this is my go-to makeup, just a yellow eye with red lips. So you guys often ask me why I'm obsessed with yellow eyeshadow and what are some of my favorites. So I'm going to tell you today my favorites and least favorite yellow eyeshadows that I own. Without any further ado, let's jump into the video. It's just cherries, everything is cherries on top. Alright guys, before we get started, put a video out every single freaking day, so if you can subscribe, I'd appreciate it. So let's start off with some tips for yellow eyeshadow before I get into like the best and worst that you can purchase. My favorite tip for a yellow eyeshadow is use a white base as your eyelid primer. Don't use an eyelid primer and don't use a clear one. Use a white eyeshadow base. The one I use usually is the NYX eyeshadow base in white or white pearl. You just smear it all over the lid. It gives it a really nice light coating on the lid, and it works for any skin tone because you're going to cover it with eyeshadow anyways. It's just really good. Smear that down and then use a packing brush and pack the yellow on top if you want to do that, and then take a blending brush and all of that and finish up the look. But just pack on yellow eyeshadow onto a white eyeshadow base and it'll give you a really nice bright look. It also works for the lower lash line. I don't usually do it because my complexion is pretty fair anyways, but if you already done her complexion, white eyeshadow base under the lower lash line to make it pop as well. Moving on to some other tips that I like is 1, use one that's more of a gold instead of a pastel yellow, and 2, if you're going to go for the pastel yellow look, make sure that you have something breaking it up. If you have a really pastel yellow color, it could come off as kind of sickly. If you have cooler skin that has like blue veins in it, make sure you pack it on and don't go very light-handed into the yellow. It can make it look kind of weird or not intentional. But if you do go with a pastel, pack it on. So that's my only recommendations. So let's move on to my favorite and least favorite. I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm just going to go through my pile and tell you what I think of each yellow eyeshadow that I own. So the first one is in the Kat Von D Pastel Goth palette. It looks like this. It is like a sunflower color. It's called Star, and it's very pretty. It's a little tiny bit powdery, but I don't really mind. If anything has kickback, I just pick it back up. It's really good. Yeah, I just like this color. I don't have anything else to say about that one. So let's move on to some single eyeshadows now. I'm keeping this little palette. This is the first one here. It is Sunflower by Morphe. It is a bright one. I don't think this has like a really long wearing capability. It's a good color. It takes a lot of building up. It's not bad if you just want one single. You don't want to buy a whole palette for yellow eyeshadow, which is completely understandable. I just don't think Sunflower by Morphe, I don't know why I'm talking like that, has the long wearing capabilities that some other ones do. This is one that I don't really enjoy. It is the B Dumpling Cosmetics yellow eyeshadow. It has like a really cute design inside of it. I am just not a fan of it. I feel like there's pigment, but it's a lot of work to get it out, and I'm not a fan of just like how the pan is. There's no like edge to the pan, so it's like it's gonna fall out at any second, and the color just isn't all there for me. So moving on to another palette. This is the Life's a Drag palette by Lunar Beauty. I don't know what else to say about this yellow eyeshadow. It's really good. You guys saw my like Manny videos and the Manny versus Jeffree videos. It's a good yellow color. It just takes a lot of building up. I don't think it's the most pigmented yellow of all time. There's a little bit of kickback. It's not bad, but the long wearing capabilities of this shadow is really good. So I do recommend it. However, I wouldn't buy the entire palette just for the yellow eyeshadow because it's a really big palette if you're just going to use the yellow out of it. So next up is my least favorite yellow eyeshadow, and this whole palette was a disappointment to me in a whole. I got it off Poshmark, but it is the Beauties Who Brunch Pro Eyeshadow Palette by LORAC. LORAC and Anastasia Beverly Hills both have the best shadows in the business. I don't hear any argument. It's how it is. But this palette was just a fail for me. I feel like it's too light. Some of these colors are too light for me, and I'm pale. So anyone with a darker complexion, medium to darker complexion, I don't know how this is going to look on you. A lot of these colors come off powdery and kind of patchy, and then I can't really get too much pigment out of it. Like, you see that there's color in here, but they all just kind of come off as a dust on the lid. It's not good. I really wanted to try this yellow right here out of this palette, or maybe this orange one to mix with the yellow to make like gold, but they just don't work. So this next color is kind of a green, kind of a yellow. I find it kind of cool and funky and unique. And this is from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette, which you can get at TJ Maxx now, depending on your TJ Maxx. And it's the color of Sphere. I consider this a yellow, but it is like a lime greeny yellow kind of color. It's very unique. It's another yellow eyeshadow that I don't have anything else to match. I find it very pigmented. It comes off slightly darker on the eyelid, but again, put a white eyeshadow base down. It's very good, and you can really pack this color on. Alright, so next up is one of my favorite yellow eyeshadows. This is the Pinky Rose Cosmetics Bright Lights palette. It's very cute. This yellow right here, super pigmented. Let's just give it a finger swatch. Very pigmented, very bright, very pretty. Long wear is pretty good. Not the best I've ever seen, but it's pretty good. And this yellow is just really great. I have no problems building it up. Even if you don't want to put a white eyeshadow base down, it's probably still going to show up. It's very pigmented, and it's really easy to work with. Alright, so following up a lot of these palettes is the Thirsty palette by Jeffree Star Cosmetics. You know, I really got this palette because the Blood Sugar palette was so good, and because I love yellow eyeshadow. So here is the yellow in Quench in question. I don't know why I'm talking like this. But here is the yellow itself. It's really pretty. I don't think it's the most long wear yellow I've ever tried, but it's very good. Easy to blend up. I love like the kind of lighter, less gold yellow to it, but it's not a pastel. It's right there in the middle. It's just a bright yellow. Perfect for the summertime, and overall this palette is phenomenal. So I think this yellow is really good if you like the rest of the palette. So last up is the yellow eyeshadow that I used for this look today, and I use most of the times when it comes to yellow eyeshadow because it's just absolutely my favorite. All the rest of these are good except for the Brunch palette, but I freaking love this color. It is from the Colourpop Yes Please palette, which is this area right here. This is a little area. I depotted all my Colourpop palettes. Now I'm starting to think that was a bad idea because it's like kind of hard to show you the palette. That's what it looks like. I'll leave a picture of it in the thing on the screen for you, but this yellow eyeshadow is so good. This is the yellow I use all the time. I've put quite a dent in this one. Also, it has like the favorite matte base ever in this palette, and then for the lid, when I want a little bit of separation from just the yellow, I can add this gold on the lid. It's just so pretty. I don't know what to say. This color is pigmented. It's beautiful. There's not much fallout. It's so easy to pick up with a brush. You dip it in, it coats the brush. It's so good. Long wear all day long, and it's really easy to blend out because I never want to like pack a color on and not be able to blend it. This is so easy to use. It's only a $16 palette, and it's honestly the best. If you like warm eyeshadows, this works. If you like neutral eyeshadows, it works. If you like yellow, it's perfect. Okay, so we have one more thing to talk about, and it is the Colourpop single, and it is the color right here, and it is the color of Tiki. It is one of their best-selling single shadows, and I don't know why. It's not as pigmented as the Colourpop Yes Please palette. Like, Yes Please and Tiki, they're clearly two different yellow shades, but this one is just not as pigmented, and I find it a little bit dusty, a little more powdery, but I don't know. Colourpop nailed it with the Yes Please palette. I don't know why Tiki's one of the best-selling ones. I don't get it. The pan size is good, but it's just not my favorite thing in the world. Anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching. Let me know your favorite yellow eyeshadow, or if you haven't tried yellow eyeshadow, in the comment section down below. Of course, this is my favorite thing ever. I think it just looks so cool, and it makes the whites of my eyes look brighter, which is great because I've always been the person who has blue or yellow kind of eyes, not white eyes, but yellow eyeshadow makes them look so much whiter. It's great. Anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video. I love you all so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.